From rapping about addiction to having some of the biggest country songs in the world, as well as a legendary modern country romance, this is the insane but true story of how jellyroll went from prison to sold out arenas. jellyroll is a rapper turned country singer who has been selling out arenas across America. He consistently sells out shows and fans are in tears the moment they see him grace the stage. Everybody from Drake to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson are fans of his. But how did jellyroll become the superstar he is, and why does everybody love him so much? Jelly represents change, from being a convicted criminal to performing with heroes. jellyroll grew up in Nashville, Tennessee with a mother who was addicted and a father who worked as a meat worker. He witnessed firsthand from a young age the consequences of addiction with his mother. Unfortunately for jellyroll, this wasn't enough of a deterrent. At just 14, jellyroll began to get involved in criminal activity and he would spend the next 12 years of his life in and out of prison. There was a point in prison where Jelly looked at his cell number 00364950 and thought that that was going to be his life forever. In 2008, he would even receive the news that he was about to become a father while he sat both imprisoned physically and spiritually by the mistakes he had made. jellyroll made a decision that day when he got out of prison. He would do his best to turn his life around. The avenue he would take is music. He saw Craig Morgan, a country singer, performing live, and this left a strong impression on him. As a result, it would be country music that he would eventually embrace, though that would come much later in his story. After overcoming his early mistakes, he would start to do rap battles, which boasted his notoriety and also helped him earn money to feed his daughter. With no job qualifications, music was Jelly's only option. The choice was between hopping in a van and chasing a dream for the next 10 years, or going back to breaking the law to earn. Jelly chose to chase his dream, and what happened next, he could have never imagined. In 1 year alone, he performed over 230 shows, traveling across America while living out of his 97 high-top southern camper van. In his own words, he would accept chewing gum and a gas card to perform. He was literally willing to do anything. While on tour, Jelly was doing a soft ticket show in Fremont Street in Las Vegas in a bar. Little did he know that that night would shape his life. After the show, Bunnie, his now wife, approached him and they instantly connected. Bunnie already had a successful career in Vegas, which allowed her to live in a condo as well as own a fleet of expensive cars. While most people think that Bunnie popped up when jellyroll got successful, it was in fact the opposite. jellyroll was still a struggling artist when they decided to start dating. She would help guide him through his career and be by his side when he needed her the most. For the next 10 years, he would tour non-stop and release various solo albums including Addiction Kills, Sobriety Sucks, as well as the jellyroll therapeutic music series, which included 5 installments. You see, Jelly was rapping about the pain and suffering that so many people like him had gone through. His country and rap roots merged when he held the mic, and people felt less alone the minute they pressed play on one of his songs. People who supported jellyroll were starting to truly believe in him, because he was a human and wasn't afraid to admit it. He never shies away from the wrongdoings he's committed on his path of growth and reflection, and because of the guilt and realization of the hurt that he was responsible for, he turned into a very sweet, compassionate human being. His fanbase had fallen in love with him through his music, but now it was time for the world to fall in love with him. In 2014, a podcaster and radio presenter by the name of Bootleg Kev met Jelly outside of a taco bus in Florida.
What do you mean?
You did it. You see that? You look at him smiling. He knows it. You did it. You remember?
I remember.
We're eating tacos outside of St.
Taco
Petersburg,
bus
Florida.
in St. Pete, Florida.
In St. Pete, Florida. And
2014?
Yeah, I was out here in L.A.
Yep, before Uncle Cracker was on.
Before Uncle Cracker was on it, when it was just an acoustic stripped down record, and you were like, what the are you doing? You was like, you just like started preaching to me at this little taco bus.
When Jelly played him a song called Sunday Morning, Bootleg Kev heard what Jelly had in his heart, ready to pour it out upon the world. And Jelly always had the country music influence, but now he was about to take a bigger leap into the world. The song would appear on an EP called Whiskey Sessions, and little did he know it would be another 9 years from his breakout moment in the country world. In the year 2020, it was almost impossible to find a ray of light in the world. There were nothing but negative things in the news, and even the music out felt stale and mundane. The world needed a glimmer of hope, and that hope was jellyroll. On June 16, 2020, jellyroll would release his now platinum song, Save Me, on his YouTube channel, without ads or any real form of promotion or marketing. The song struck a flame in the hearts of millions, and day by day the video would collect hundreds of thousands of views. Somebody save me from myself. I've spent so long living in hell. They say my lifestyle is bad for my health. It's the only thing that seems to help. These 4 lines reshaped and rocketed jellyroll to become a superstar. The words held a lifeline for people who had gone or were going through addiction problems, battling their demons, or just facing the harsh realities that come with life. In his own words, speaks for the voiceless, a voice for the voiceless people. More than just a big guy with a taste for music and a goofy sense of humor, jellyroll gave people an opportunity not just to dream but also to be seen. He's not your average superstar, and the labels in Nashville were quick to tell him this time and time again. again, but he didn't listen. He's an unorthodox superstar, and that's why the likes of Drake and The Rock love him. Drake was an actor in a kids TV show called Degrassi, and he went on to become one of the biggest rappers of all time. The Rock became a wrestler and then beat the odds to become one of the biggest actors in the world. People love an underdog. Since then, jellyroll has gone on to have #1 hits such as Son of a Sinner, as well as some full circle moments such as performing at the Grand Ole Opry with one of his heroes, Craig Morgan. He has made the cover of Billboard and is a regular on every country radio show across America. But it's not just his accomplishments, his music and his personality, it's also how he gives back. Jellyroll goes to various prisons to perform and speak with inmates about their life and hopes of growing and becoming better people. He also visits rehab centers and also has announced plans to donate $250,000 in partnerships with the non-profit Impact Youth Outreach. You see, Jelly doesn't claim to be an angel or someone who is perfect and goes around doing all things wonderful. He has faced the trials and tribulations of life and made it to the other side. This has given him empathy, love and understanding that he wants to share around as much as he can, almost as a thank you for not giving up on him. And this is why people really do love Jellyroll.